for Women, and University College London, and finally the Royal Institution, under the leadership of William Henry Bragg. Bragg, of course, being the scientist who first utilized X-ray diffraction. And, of course, in 1915, he was awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics along with his son Lawrence, who famously discovered of his Nobel success while he was serving in the trenches of the First World War. War is a common and reoccurring theme in crystallography. The period of Lonsdale's life coincided with 2 world wars, the Cold War, and the dropping of bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which troubled Lonsdale greatly as a pacifist and as a Quaker, and rightly so, for the destruction wrought on Japan by nuclear warfare was immense, as evidenced by the following images, some of which viewers may find distressing. What is this?
Baby, do you understand me now? That sometimes I seem a little mad, but don't you know that no life can always be an angel?
Which is perhaps
And when things go wrong, I seem a little mad.
I was trying first of all to explain to you what it's all going to be about. The point is that in these days we've learned how to use X-rays in a new and quite unexpected manner. They enable us to see into the structure of solid bodies.
Drawing of a unicorn griffin hybrid.
That does not answer my question.
And you asked what it was.
Inferred by the what is the why. Why is it amongst my slides?
Well, I thought it could help.
Quick team huddle. How?
I thought, we could use a more creative approach. It's just that I've listened to a lot of your lectures at this point, and
And?
it's just that they're not, they can be sometimes
They can be sometimes
a bit shy.
shite. We do not swear in front of our guests.
Sorry.
You are embarrassing the university and jeopardizing my work with foul language and these ridiculous. Oh, there's more than one of them. Okay, there's 2 of them. Oh, there's 3 of them.
It's just, really, I thought it would help if we used a more creative approach,
I'm using a PowerPoint.
Yeah, something more steam-powered.
Steam.
Yes, steam.
Steam.
The acronym science, technology, engineering.
Arts. Maths. Of course. What an opportunity. I hope you're taking notes. Professor, you are under the illusion that steam is a real thing, okay? It is not. I will tell you that what is really needed is further research and support in, you guessed it, actual sciences, not bogus and useless expressionism.
But the acronym STEAM is
Totally made up. You may as well suggest research practices aligning to stool, science, technology, oncology, Orientalism, Longford.
but in terms of
Or
connecting with
Bunsen,
wider
biology, urology, necromancy, silage, engineering notions. You see, we can all combine nouns.
Professor, do you not think
No.
No. This is our lecture, and I just want to try this. So would you give me just 5 minutes? Just 5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes. Yes, by all means. Take 5 minutes. Bring out your yoga pants and your VR headsets.
If you had never seen a rhino before, how would you describe it?
Like a hippo mixed with a unicorn. No, like a unicorn and a dinosaur.
Close, but not quite right. So if you mixed a dinosaur with a unicorn, you could get something like this, or this, or this, or this, or this one more.
Yes, yeah. Why is this important?
But this is the benzene problem.
Explain.
Okay, so Calculate once said.
Who's Capulu?
Calculate? The scientist. Yes. Okay, he once told a story about a traveller who went from Europe to Africa in medieval times, and he saw a rhino. And then when he got back home, he had to describe what the rhino looked like to people who'd never ever seen one before. So he figured that a rhino was, you know, sort of had the horn of a unicorn and sort of had, I don't know, the eyes and knees of a griffin. So he said that it was like a unicorn crossed with a griffin.
So he's using two fictional animals to describe a true animal because he doesn't know what the real animal looks like.
Yes.
Yes, but see, that's a recipe for disaster because a rhino is just a rhino is a rhino. A rhino is a real thing.
Yes.
Yeah, and so if you use two fictions to describe a truth, then you don't ever really get to the truth. You just describe around it.
Exactly.
Being able to say it's a little bit like this or it's a little bit like that, that's not useful to us. It doesn't tell us how to, say, approach it in the wild.
Like, you wouldn't want to be going up to a rhino expecting it to grant you wishes or trying to go up and braid its mane like a unicorn.
No, a rhino doesn't have a mane. So Lonsdale,
yeah. So it's like that she got the first picture of a rhino and the whole world was able to see it for what it actually was. She was able to get rid of all the fictions and actually find the truth.
So you think she's famous because she took a picture?
An incredibly important picture and a lot of other things too.
Well, so how did she take the picture?
Well, first of all, she had to turn the rhino into a crystal.
Let's start with hydrogen.
Why?
Because hydrogen is simple. It's got a nucleus and one electron.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say that hydrogen wants to bond with another hydrogen atom. Bonds happen when electrons share space. Electrons are like the glue that bonds them together.
Is it really like glue?
No, it's more like when they start sharing space, there's a pull that keeps them together. Carbon has 6 electrons, but only really 4 of them count.
Explain.
Because the 2 in the middle are too close to the nucleus. So they're like a kid that's clinging to its mother's knees. They're too close and they're not available to...
Make friends.
Yes, kind of. They're not available to bond. So you've got the 4 outside electrons that are free to bond, and one of them joins to the hydrogen.
To make a hydrocarbon.
Yeah.
Fun.
But it's not that easy.
Why?
Because in a carbon, when one of the electrons bonds, they all want to bond. There was still missing links.
How so?
You've got carbon, 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 carbon. And each carbon is joined to each other and joined to a hydrogen. So in the middle, that means 3 links, and at the end, that means 2. But what about the other links?
I don't know.
Neither did Calculate. So he tried a couple of different methods, but none of them worked. Until he had a dream about a snake biting its own tail.
Fine objects of which a body is composed, the atoms and molecules, are extremely small. They're even far smaller than the waves of light. Therefore, there is an end, so to speak, to our power of vision when we think of those objects which are so very, very small. Not even the finest microscope that ever was made will bring us anywhere near seeing the atoms and molecules.